entering the Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience presented by Underdog. Code Mayo at Underdog right now will get you that deposit bonus of up to $1,000 and help support the show. This is it. We just finished going to the President's Cup in Montreal. We're still in Montreal as we're recording this. And by the time that people watch this or listen to this, we will no longer be in La Belle Province. And if you watch Sunday Night Live, you've seen that Geoff has switched seats and gained 300 pounds by being close to the camera. Sorry about that, Geoff. I had to do it for mostly every other show.
That's okay.
So we're here. Everyone's pretty gassed, it seems, except for me. I got a lot of sleep last night.
I have not gotten much sleep though. I'm a little bit tired. I'm all right. Friday night took a lot out of me, and I'm not even recovered, and it's Sunday evening. But we're here. We had a great time. Outcome wasn't the way we wanted, but still fun.
That was Kenny Kim. Byron Lindeque was down at the end, and you also have no voice.
Yes. No, I sound like a white version of Kenny Kim, and it's okay. I think we left our hearts, souls, vocal cords, and everything else on that golf course, supporting our international team. And it was the best time I've had in a long time on a golf course.
The biggest blowout in President Cup history
Wow.
is what it turned out to be.
That's pretty surprising. I have a voice. I wasn't yelling at the golf course.
You did almost yell at that guy who said that Justin Herbert sucked, though.
I'm just there. Me and Tim were just watching the golf. I tried to they're gonna try to make fun of us for liking the Maple Leafs. I don't like the Maple Leafs. They saw I was wearing a Charger hat. I'm like, just leave me alone. I'm not here to talk to you. But no, I had a good time. The result doesn't surprise me. I don't know. I think even when it was 5-5, me and you were like, well, I think that's the highlight of
We said that on the recap show.
that was lovely that happened. I was probably really enjoy that because it's probably not, going to happen again or continue. I'm shocked it didn't feel as big of a blowout because morning one there were day one there were matches, close ones, a lot of late ones, could have gone either way, and same with all day Saturday. But the internationals just couldn't win a close match. If they were up, they could win matches, but feels like anything that went to the stretch, they buckled in 80%. They couldn't find half points. They just lost a lot of close matches. No margin for error. But my biggest takeaway out of all of it, being there, seeing it firsthand, and I think it popped on the TV, is how much the Americans care, and I think how great that is for the event.
Without that, the event doesn't exist. But yeah. I even saw a lot of people, just casual observers who were watching it online, being like, hey, this had a Ryder Cup type feel to it. Because the crowd after day one was Friday at that was one of the most fun sporting events I've ever been to.
It was a great time. I mean, the way the crowd reacted and the way how loud it was and the problems and the little chippiness they actually had with the players actually brought some juice to the event. I think the international team lost it on Saturday afternoon, the last hour of play in that foursomes play. I mean, all four of those matches were tight. At some point in the back nine, all of them were at even or with an international flag. I mean, they couldn't get the win. Cantlay with daggers back and forth. That man is a monster. You can say what you want. Slumlord, licks his lips, spaghetti mouth. He needs to wipe his mouth a little bit better after eating spaghetti. But the man is a killer when it comes to team competitions. He makes all those putts. That last hour on Saturday is what lost it for the international team.
What lost it from being a little closer?
You lost it for yourself.
They were never going to
3-1 was a possibility for the international right there, and it's even going in.
But my point being is they were never going to win more points on a single Sunday, let alone 2 more points or 2.5 more points on a single slate.
Overall record throughout all President's Cup before this week, internationals +1.
Okay, what about the last
more.
3 Presidents?
I get it. But it's a lot of it doesn't count too because they were losing. I understand.
It's a lot of no pressure events for the internationals because they've already lost.
To Kenny's point, I mean, through what pretty much happened in Rome and Cantlay really being the only American player to show up and his great quality play before Rome in team events.
Is he the new Patrick Reed?
I don't know if he's the new Patrick
He's the
Reed,
guy. All the
because he's not as public.
Yeah, but everyone people didn't even know who Patrick Cantley was at the course, and like after 2 minutes, like I fucking hate this guy.
Okay, that is
But
so
he's so
Jamie,
good.
but he's like he's clearly like the new best
Guy, yeah, him and Xander.
team competition guy, and Xander in like a different way. It doesn't. Xander's so good. Like to see Xander in person, and get to see all parts of the game at like different points show up in like a 3-hole span, be it just like this insane drive pipe down the middle, an amazing iron shot on a hole, a 45-footer on a hole. Like you just walk with them for 45 minutes and you get the whole bag and the whole experience, and it is truly incredible. But in the way, the thing that like Kenny made a couple of the jokes. I use them often. There was a lot of low-hanging fruit that I like to take at Patrick Cantley. The one thing I can't take away from him, other than the golf stuff, which you certainly can't take away from him, is I actually believe it's very authentic. Like, I believe he isn't playing a part. I believe it's him, and I respect him for that. When I see a guy like Wyndham Clark, I get the sense he's trying to play a part. Like he's trying to like read a book on how I'm supposed to be that guy that can do those things, but it just seems like it's so inauthentic.
Betty Ann calling him out was hilarious, by the way, even though he deleted that tweet. I mean, you guys saw that. They were talking about, Benny said something about there's one guy in a group who always talks shit but doesn't do anything on the course. And he was talking about Wyndham Clark. Everyone knew, and it was hilarious.
Mike Weir, goober captain.
Well, okay,
Yes.
so
Benching every 4 guys on Saturday, Benny Ann and
Yes.
Min Woo Lee not getting on the course on Saturday, that's fucking ridiculous.
and I don't hate the afternoon pairs that he sent out. They should have changed up the morning pairs.
Yes. When you're asking Adam Scott how you feeling, and he's like, well, I hope I recover by tomorrow. That 44-year-old Australian is not getting it done the
had
next
that
day.
great, whatever it was, at the end of the day yesterday, they congratulated him on being some all-time international points leader. And they're like, matches start early. Hope you get rest. He goes, yeah, I need it. He's like, hope the guys who didn't play today are rested. Like, whoa. Like,
So one of the things that I got from just like being there and after walking out of that selection, because I went in for that selection and came back to where you guys were to go watch the opening tee shots for the second round on Saturday. And everyone was just like, yeah, no one was up there with Furyk, and shadow captain Jeff Ogilvy was sitting next to Mike Weir the whole time making all the picks.
Devil's out. I was okay with it. Here's the thing: going into that round, I mean, those 4 teams were the hottest teams.
Ben was great on
But then all those teams got beat in the morning.
and then they were exhausted.
He wanted to go with the hot hand. I got it. They won 5-0 the session before, and they're bringing out the 4
You're talking
teams.
out of both sides of your mouth, and I love you. And
I'm
you
not talking. This is what I'm saying.
no, but let me throw it back at you. And I'm just being like, this is great discourse. But 1 minute ago, you said they lost it at the end of Saturday. Maybe because they were so fucking tired.
You could be right, but I mean, just looking back at it, he wanted to bring the hot hands out. I understand the other guys weren't.
Yeah,
as
man.
good. I mean, the only other ones I wanted Benny Ann to play more, but I mean, like, it's not like Jason Day was lighting the world on fire. It's not like those other guys.
That
were.
team is not good enough for Ben N and Min Woo Lee to sit a whole day. I'm sorry. There's just not enough talent on that team.
Am I the only one who thinks Min was not that good?
He's- he might- okay,
Am I the only one?
compared to
Here's-
those 12
what
guys-
has he done? Like, he's not that fucking good.
To who?
Okay, like his
You're right.
stats aren't
I'm
great.
gonna give it to you.
I mean, how
I'm
many
gonna
times
give
has
it
he
to
been in contention? Like, not many.
I'm going to give it to you, Kenny.
Okay, he won some DP World Tour events. Yay.
I'm not saying Min Woo's a world beater. I'm saying compared to that fucking roster, there's not 8 players
You're
that he
playing
should
the
sit a whole
Canadians.
day.
You're at home. You're playing the other Canadians. You're gonna,
I'm
Min Woo's not.
I'm not
Mac Hughes playing both sessions.
I'm
is
not comparing
irresponsible.
Min Woo Lee to like the American team. I'm just comparing him to everyone else on that fucking team. And in large scope PGA Tour, maybe he is overrated, and I can acknowledge that. But there's no way that team is good enough for him to not play.
It didn't work. It was the wrong decision. You're correct about that. It was the wrong decision. Obviously, it didn't work.
Ben Ann
But I
played
can
great
understand.
the first 2 days.
I
Should
get
not
it.
have sat all of Saturday.
I understand.
Ben Ann should not have
You
sat
know
all of
what's another
Saturday.
sneaky thing that they missed out on? Not playing Siwoo on the first day.
Again, another thing. And then these are little things and simple things.
Why did they? Could they have picked the foursomes to start on Friday morning? Were they allowed
That's
to do that?
another simple. Again, there's so many simple things, but it seems like a big thing. Like the Thursday morning start, the course was empty.
Yeah, well, let's do no more. Okay, so I've started to think about this a lot. And they want to sell the extra hospitality suites the extra day. When you buy the ticket packages, you buy them for the extra day. But especially for the President's Cup, it makes no sense to have it on a Thursday. Because I mean, the Ryder Cup doesn't do it, but you could get away with it at the Ryder Cup. Because at least when it's in Europe, it's not hard for all the different European countries to get to some place in Europe. It is literally impossible for any of these President's Cups countries to come together. When people are going to fly a full day to come to Montreal for Australia or South Africa?
10 South Africans at the golf course this week.
Were you the only one?
And they were all like from Connecticut.
But like when it's in South Africa, I wouldn't expect Canadians to go fly there.
You're
either.
right. You're absolutely right.
And it's hard. It's hard to get work off on Thursdays versus Fridays. It was raining out. Like when the first tees were going off, people probably looked at the weather and said, "Fuck this! I'm going to stay at home and watch it."
And it's on an island as
It's
well.
tough to get to.
Yeah. So
Were you shocked at how much construction was going on?
So, like a lot of people who probably aren't really familiar with Montreal, it's
a mob racket.
It's a mob racket run city in every regard, and no work can get done here without them. And apparently, for years, like the PGA apparently paid a lot of money for like the bridge or the construction to be
done,
completed, and it wasn't. And then along the way, they've had to incorporate a sort of combo of plan B, C, and D. But the PGA Tour funded the bridge being built that never actually got fucking built.
They funded.
And I'll tell you this: we like two things, which I'd like to say first. A clear indication, like, yeah, we're Canada, we like sports, but they really don't like follow golf to the point. Is it's maybe the only place on Thursday Jay Monahan didn't get booed. Like at Quail Hollow, he'd have gotten like the Gary Bettman.
Well, it's really strange that they did it here because this event makes so much more sense where they regularly hold the Canadian Open. Like put it in downtown Toronto, put it in Hamilton. You'd get way more people and more engaged people.
Yeah, I guess they just thought they had this romanticized thing about Montreal and beating Tiger with fucking weird. It's very annoying.
It's not even about the course. I find the course itself, like I don't know if I would love to see a PGA Tour event here, but I think for match play, it's awesome.
Go ahead.
No, it's a delightful course. I love the water, but the problem is, we got all these French-speaking people as the majority of the crowd. They're so polite but rude, and they're rude to their own nationality. It's like we need them to be more vocal, and they're just not. Like
I would argue, outside of Thursday, the crowd was good. I really like Thursday, like Friday, Saturday, today. I think the crowd was good. They tried. Obviously, there was a lack of talent. Obviously, a big asterisk on that. And Pat, I mean, you've probably been to sporting events all over the country. I have, so I'm not surprised at what happened. But to hear that, like, fucking losers say, harass in any way Meredith Scheffler, like, send them to the gulag. Like, it's so fucking embarrassing. And I've been to all events. I'm not surprised. I despise, in some ways, it's just so disgusting. And the crowd was like 99% good, but I'm not shocked at all that there's some loser, like just someone pathetic enough to do that, to like come to the golf. Like you speak to your friend or your girlfriend or your wife or your mom after. It's like, how was your day at the golf? Oh, I harassed the player's wife. Like, get a fucking life. Seriously. And on that note, Tony Finau's wife is a queen. She could be vice captain one day. She is such a vibe. She never lets an opportunity to dance or anyone in that family go to waste. And I'll tell you, if someone tried to harass her, she'd punch him in the dick herself. Like, but yeah, that was a low light. Other than that, the Thursday, I thought the crowds were pretty good. I think it showed on TV at every other point. But at some point, you know, it's just the American team is just too strong, and they care, and that's important, and it's only up to the internationals to try to keep up. Like, that's the job. And the Americans caring is perfect. And if people think it doesn't matter, or like even mocking on Twitter the event, like, look how much Scottie Scheffler cared when he won a match, and then the still image of how disheveled and sad he looked when Siwoo dropped that putt in his face on 18. Like, those two images, like, that is what makes, I think, the event great, despite it never, the final scores not being, I guess, what we could hope for.
So who would you say is the big winner from each side? Cantlay and Siwoo? I felt like Tom Kim tried too hard. He's fun to have out there, but Siwoo's the actual guy.
Yeah, Siwoo, I guess we got to vote Siwoo.
A little emotion
winner.
from Decky, right? You don't get to see that emotion. He brought it out this week. I mean, we were right next to him on Friday when we were winning. He was hyped. He was getting hyped, leading the chant. You don't see that from Hideki Matsuyama that often. I thought that was really cool to see. He played well. It was a lot of tight matches. Again, they just couldn't pull through in those. But I was a fan of Decky this week.
Byron, what was your highlight of the week, on or off the course?
Oh, showing up to this house on Tuesday night.
Oh, you were fired up?
Oh my God. The anticipation of who I was going to meet for what I was going to meet them for was the best. And we couldn't have just wished for a better evening together. The bonding was amazing. The struggle the next day was even better. It was awesome, you know. Camaraderie through and through. Kenny asked for it. We got it. It was good. From a golf perspective, just seeing all these special guys on this golf course and getting to do this, like we're really lucky to be able to just come out here and like cover this stuff. And it was spectacular. I was thrilled to be on that course. I walked so many holes and
no one put in more, like, he got deep and got lost for, like, lots of time. Like, we'd all, like,
You got fewest steps was me, most steps was you.
yes, most steps, most beers. I had them covered both sides.
I saw hole
Most sun.
I saw hole.
Most
Yeah,
sun.
you
Most-
definitely won most sun.
Most sun.
I got hole 1, 8 green, 9, and I walked over to like 11 green, 12. And that's like the entire scope of what I did at the course.
Mike knows all the shortcuts on that golf course because he walked one day with me and I knew exactly where to go.
He was a pro. He was just like, yep, we're going to go here, we're going to camp out here, and then go to 8, and then go there, and then you walk across here, and then you'll get there. And I was like, oh, okay.
I even found places for him to take sick photos for. Go follow Mike on Twitter. He's crushed the photos. this
Yeah,
week.
the photo game this week was amazing.
God
man.
damn,
Amazing.
dude.
And
You
I'm
were
not just saying
amazing.
because you took 2 beautiful ones of me, which you know goes straight to my heart. How about the casino? You seem to be a big fan of the casino.
Yes. When you go to a casino and you draw 200 Canadian dollars and you only spend 30 of them on the booze that you're having on the dance floor at a live band, that's it for me. I can dance my tits off and it was fun. Like,
Montreal's
we
a
had blast.
vibe. The casino is certainly a vibe. It's like this spinning circle. And like casinos have lights. Like, so it's like, what do you mean that? This one had lights like where other casinos don't have lights. And it like really gives like a nightclub
It
vibe,
does.
even at the tables. Like other casinos, Vegas casinos, like they are pumping, they're going, and there are nightclubs there. But it almost felt like the nightclub. And I'm not talking about like girls dancing on a table or something like that in Vegas. Like, I don't know, just that whole circle. And I mean, like, I got lost, but like in a good way. Like, I was enjoying myself, but I walked in many circles. Just
Is that why you think you said it went in circles? Because you were physically walking in
lost.
circles?
I was sitting at the bar. I was sitting at the bar in the middle of the casino, and all of a sudden, Fienberg comes stumbling into. I'm so glad to see a familiar face, someone that looks familiar. He was lost. He was definitely lost. Very, very happy to see me at that time. I will say that. That night was probably the highlight of the week for me. I gave a lot of money to the Montreal mob. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It was a good night. You know, the casino, won some money there. Had a little fun afterwards.
walking into a strip club with Kenny Kim must be like that's what it had to feel like.
What did you call him? What did you call him? You can just call him what you called him.
Yeah, I said walking in the strip club with Kenny Kim is what it feels like to walk into the United Center with Michael Jordan. It's like I get it. Like he's like he has an operation.
There's a
Like,
certain
he knows
way.
No, and I know the way. And like, you know, it's not just about like who you need to take care of. That's like a common like service 101. It's like that, but like above and beyond. So that's what I mean. And then from that moment on, it's like there's like 4 people who just just want Kenny to be happy.
I was very
at all
happy. I was very, very happy that night. I've told this on my show a couple times, but there's like, you know, strip club 101. Literally, when you walk in, you just give a fat tip to the person getting the door money, a fat tip to the bald-headed manager. It's always got to be the bald-headed guy who's like 6'6", 320. You give him a couple $100, tell him we want the best table, and he tells me to pick which girls we want. It was a very, very good time. Very, very good time. I don't know who was there. I'm not going to rat anyone out. We all
I know I was there. There were a few people there, but no one lasted with Kenny. Like, we went home as a group, minus Kenny. Like, that's, you know.
I went home as a group. As well. But not with y'all.
Byron, any final thoughts before you go tag Custon here?
No, not after that. No, I just had the best time. Happy to be leaving. It's been 11 days away from my wonderful wife. Can't wait to see my dog Ernie. By the way, Ernie Els, big crowd guy. Man, people love Ernie.
He's a big man.
Big boy, awesome guy. You know, it was just a good week. I had the best fucking time. Thank you.
I heard someone call me that on Friday night too. Big man.
Oh, yes. I love you.
They were lying.
That's all right. Listen, Jeff's wife just gave Cust a compliment outside. I think it made his week.
Yes, and now it's probably got him been doing impressions for the last 20 minutes.
Like, heard a lot of laughter out there.
Well,
Wait, can we talk about this cuss story that we just heard in the back? Can we talk about this without him?
Well, we can talk about it, and like when he comes in, then he can respond to it about him eating in his car.
No, not just him eating in his car. Him going to one McDonald's, not liking the parking lot, and going to another McDonald's with the food he bought at the other McDonald's just so he can eat at a parking lot. All right, hey Tim. What is up, buddy?
A few years back, the irons were the best part of my golf game. But after a swing change about 2.5 years ago, my driver's an absolute weapon at this point, but all of a sudden I couldn't hit my long irons, and even some of my short irons just were not going on the same trajectory that I always wanted them to, or at least that they used to do. So when I heard how the new PXG Black Ops irons can dramatically improve my game, of course I had to give them a try, anything to improve my golf game. So I called up PXG and I got my current irons and I took the PXG Irons Challenge and it has been amazing. The consistency off the club face is unparalleled to any club that I have ever used. Best thing about these irons is because I feel so comfortable that I'm gonna hit the sweet spot on them, I can control the club face, the high, the low, the cut, the draw, no problem. And the new PXG Black Ops irons are the game improvement missile launchers that are going to give you explosive distance, and it's going to feel softer than a baby bunny. The new Black Ops irons are incredibly easy to hit and maximize performance and fun, because getting better is fun. Oh, and they're only $149.99 a stick. That's a great price for a great golf iron. Take the PXG Irons Challenge. It's a ton of fun, and if PXG's new Black Ops irons don't outperform your current irons by delivering either more distance or tighter dispersion, that means better accuracy, during your fitting, you'll get a $100 MasterCard rewards card. Hurry! This offer ends October 7th. Book your fitting today at pxg.com. That's pxg.com. Passion, drive, patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Supercharger, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want. It's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only, exclusions apply. Kenny was just referencing how you buy McDonald's at McDonald's.
All right, so let me finish the story. So Tammy goes to one McDonald's, like you say, right?
It's one McDonald's.
Right. And he doesn't like the parking lot because, like we've heard before, Tim, you enjoy eating in a parking lot. So instead of, taking it home to eat or maybe, just dealing with that parking lot, he drives to another McDonald's where he didn't purchase the meal. He's just going there to eat the meal he purchased at the other McDonald's.
It's a shared parking lot of several places.
What do you mean? Okay, but you're still driving from like one McDonald's to another. It's like 5 miles,
And
right?
is this the McDonald's with bad service that you won't order from, but you'll use their parking lot to eat in?
It's a public parking lot of several businesses.
Is McDonald's one of those businesses?
Yes.
Okay.
And rolling down his windows while keeping the car on so that the smell doesn't get in his car.
Yes.
And the heat's on.
When it's cold.
So if you ever pick up,
AC on
if
if
you
it's hot.
ever pick up like a pizza, you drive home with the window open.
I
so
try
that,
to.
You could never be like a delivery person then. That would
No.
never work for you. huh?
You're right about that. I would not want that job.
Would you deliver tasting menus to people?
I wish I could. It was so much fun.
Should we talk about
We
that?
should talk about the tasting menu.
I behaved myself very well.
You,
No,
were,
no, no,
you
no,
were
no.
the big winner of the tasting menu.
I thought so.
You were the Siwoo Kim of the tasting menu.
Okay, so would I be like, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. You'd be Scotty. You'd be Xander Schauffele.
Yeah, you'd be the
Yeah,
number one.
like you're on a different
honestly,
level.
I didn't do really anything. Like, I thought.
No, you're like the captain. You're like Mike Weir in this.
I just wanted him
No,
to
that's an
try and
insult.
experience. Because the thing is, like, you know, you open your mind when you try different things, and it really, really helps you in life, in my opinion. And a lot of times, an easy way to get started in something like that would be with food. You know, it's just an easy way to open up, open your mind, try new things. And you know what? Tim was a fucking good sport. He tried everything, and
And liked
He's
everything.
And it
not
was
a
good.
picky eater, despite claiming to be
I
one.
do know who is a picky eater.
Yeah, that doesn't. I don't like take offense to it. I'm exactly as advertised. Tim dances around being like Tim isn't a picky eater. He pretends he's afraid, but really he eats anything. He'd eat cat food. I knew he was gonna love what a nice restaurant would cook for him.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
And I do plenty of fine
And
dining, but I just gotta order a menu.
I'm afraid to try new things.
Yeah, I don't care.
I had an
I don't
opinion
like
of
scary
you
menus.
before this week. We met that one time, right? So we come this time, and I have, you know, I watch you every week, stuff like that. I love you. I consider you a friend.
Yeah, I'm hard to break.
No, you're opposite of Tim, because Tim's is sort of the way Tim is when we see Tim, when I see Tim on a show, is I think he's a little less than that. You try and do new things. I think you come across a little bit more. I'm fucked up now. I drank all this Crown Royal. I'm good to go. Anyways, I love you. You're the greatest.
Yeah,
Didn't seem like you were going to compliment him there.
like Tim stayed home to drink a tea when we all went to the casino. Like that's not trying something new or coming out of your shell. So we all have our hits and our misses, and I don't give a shit if I don't want to eat gelatined cucumber. Like that, I don't take it as an insult. I get like I don't know. My wife's disappointed in me too sometimes if there's something I don't want to try. So I'm not gonna get like you can give it to me, but it's not gonna move my needle.
No, I'm just saying. I feel like there's a lot going on in your mind
At all times.
every time, every minute. And it's amazing.
And I got ADHD, and you guys just see. Sometimes I just need my own space to walk in a circle.
See, you should wear an Apple Watch. I'd be curious to see how many steps you get in a day.
Honestly, it's
a
amazing.
lot of steps.
Like
It's
millions.
It's a lot of steps.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I had a great time.
And now you're done.
No, but I'm just saying, like to put it in context, everyone here on different levels, like Kenny, it's the second time I've met people. It's the first time I've met. We're having a good time. I like hanging with everybody. But even if I'm with like my longtime best friends, like I will just need to disappear to like wander. So clearly other people aren't going to be able to break me from doing that. And yeah, I probably have like undiagnosed ADHD. That is clear.
What we need from Tim is a review of the food from the media center. That's why you're here.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So on Wednesday, there was a Korean-style beef short rib and some chicken and some rice and a salad. It was the same salad every day.
Purple rice.
No, that was the next day.
Today was different salads.
Would you like to do the ranking of the food?
You said same every day.
Like,
I don't think it was.
so it was a beef short rib, which was delicious. And it had, we had like a sauce that went with it. It was awesome. It was a knockout. They had these little cupcakes that were chocolate with espresso that day. Very tasty. Love that meal.
Can I cut him off because he's already made a mistake?
Oh,
No, I haven't.
Yeah. You're going to get me on dessert.
Then-
Wednesday was the cookies. Because I've been talking
No,
to
they
Jared.
had the chocolate ones with the espresso 2 days. The second day also had the lime
cheesecake.
cheesecakes and the chocolate cupcakes. So that was
right.
the addition to Thursday.
My point being is Wednesday
missed the brownies
wasn't
today.
the cupcakes.
Yes, they had the little cupcakes.
Wednesday-
Both days, Wednesday and Thursday.
Tim.
They only had...
The mocha cupcakes, they were delicious. I had
They
them
were there
too.
on Wednesday and Thursday. And then on Thursday, there was just the mocha. They had added to the mocha ones also the lime.
So then what was
cheesecake.
there on Friday then?
What was there on Friday? Friday was the day we came in and they had the omelet bar set up. And so they had moved the desserts to the other side. And there were cookies that day. And I had the sugar cookie with the brown sugar.
See?
oh, Jared's giving a big head shake back here.
It sounded like I'm not sorry.
The lime, specifically the lime.
Do you want to go on Sat? Do you want to go like you can do like you're not going to catch me?
I think you're a day behind.
Yeah, you're a day behind.
You're a day behind with everything.
Wednesday, the cookie tray.
Yeah.
Wednesday,
Well, I
the
remember
cookie
having
tray.
the cookies and liking the cookies. There was the brown
Yeah.
sugar one, which was really good. And there was the oatmeal raisin one that was really good.
Yeah, so you forgot Wednesday.
And on Thursday, we had the pork short rib.
Wait, oatmeal raisin is your number one, right?
Yeah, it's
That's
like
weird.
a perfect oatmeal raisin cookie is my favorite
weird.
cookie. Like if I had to have just one, you told me I could only eat one cookie for the rest of my life, I'd probably go with an Oreo.
So where would you rate the President's Cup Media Center food versus the Super Bowl food?
Oh,
that
it's
we
better,
had?
better by a factor of 10. Tuesday we had this pork short rib and some chicken and the purple rice was delicious. I thought. Did you agree?
It was good.
Then on Friday it was a beef, it was kind of beef, but it was Saturday.
I'm sorry, but like you're misremembering.
Saturday was the beef that had the too much fat on it that I didn't care.
Yeah,
for.
no. Saturday was the steak day because we came after you guys and they were trolling you in the car on the way there that there was steak there, but there
you
really
also
wasn't.
didn't even talk about the hamburgers from.
The hamburgers were the snack on Friday.
I'm gonna say Thursday.
Yes, it was Thursday because we were on the other side of the 9 stand. So on Thursday, so we had the beef.
You don't remember
We
any
had
of
the
it,
pork short rib on the Thursday. That was the early meal.
and you forbid it.
The sliders were the meal on the Thursday night,
which you did not like.
which were not as good as I hoped they would be. That's correct.
I think my favorite thing of the week was how much you two walked the course together early on.
Oh yeah, we
I
walked quite a bit. It was fun.
I
really enjoyed it.
spending,
It was
getting
great.
to walk out there with
The
Tim.
fans would come up.
Yeah, like Jeff and I met fans. We had a great time out on the course. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, no problem. I was there. I was gonna get out there, I knew some nice.
So Friday, Friday was the steak, and then Saturday was the beef that was way too fatty.
When was the Montreal Smoke Meat?
That was
Friday.
Yesterday. No, the Montreal Smoke Meat was yesterday. Those were the sandwiches yesterday. The main, like the early meal on Friday was the steak that Butts lied about. Yesterday's main meal was also a cut of beef, but it was much fattier, and I didn't care for it as much. It was beef short rib, pork short rib, steak, and then the other cut of beef. Those were the 4-day main meals. And then the snack on Wednesday, we weren't there for that, so I don't know what it was.
Did you think it was like fine dining?
It was pretty close. Like
No.
not as good as like
I'm asking
the
him.
tasting menu, but for what it was much finer dining than I anticipated.
Well, would you probably just expected like pizza and like little bags of pretzels?
Yeah, at the Super Bowl, it would be like chicken tenders and
Yeah,
fries.
or like pulled pork. So yeah, it was so
You can't serve golf media the kids menu.
no.
As much as sometimes I'm craving the kids menu, you can't get away
And yeah,
with
of the
serving
desserts,
golf menu.
yesterday was the raspberry bars. I really liked those. Those were good. They were the best of the desserts, I think.
They had steak and mashed potatoes today, and those
That
mashed
looked
potatoes
so
were
good.
delicious.
There was,
That looks so
today
good.
They crushed
Yeah,
it.
they
And
went
then
hard
poutine
today.
and Montreal steamies for the
You know what?
after.
Poutine?
But fries,
Not that great.
mass produced fries. I didn't touch it.
Poutine was shit.
I
was
was
saying I
I,
didn't
I,
touch it.
had a little bit of the one for the Poutineville downstairs from our place right now. Not that great.
I don't eat mass.
I am very much on record as anti-poutine.
I think the pork short rib was the tastiest thing we had of the media center meals. That was the Thursday supper. You don't think so?
Today they had some stuff that seemed real fancy.
Yeah, it did. Like the
but
beef one on Wednesday was
we
also
skipped to watch the Jets game.
What about that pasta?
No, the macaroni and
Oh, the
cheese
mac
with
and
the
cheese? That was a highlight. That
yeah,
was
that was a
delicious.
part of the
With
slider
the real
meal.
bechamel, it was
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah, that was good.
Not gonna lie, the highlight, like probably just the and the Diet Coke fridge.
Diet Coke Rich was great, and then it became just water. I just enjoyed being able to get water. It was
Yeah,
nice.
well, I mean, Kenny, I'll throw it to you too, both of you. Just how great is it to have the media pass?
Oh,
Get whatever you want.
me and Tim on our excursions,
Hey,
you know, mocking the plebes.
So
and
here we
these,
are
like
on-
40 people lined to use a washroom.
So on Wednesday, there's two of these instances which are great. On Wednesday, during the practice round, Jeff and I are held up at 17 and we can't get across because the people have the ropes across. And Jeff said,
No, the bridge was closed
Yeah,
because
bridge
some
was
rain,
closed.
and they
And
felt
Jeff's like,
it wasn't
"Can-"
sturdy for mass walking.
Jeff like, can I go across? And they said, oh, yes, sir, you may. And so Jeff and I were just strutted our way across.
Hey.
And then yesterday on our excursions, we walked by the public washrooms. Jeff said, could you imagine
I know.
standing in line
That's exactly what it is.
with the people like that? We just walked by quite
the
happily.
actual proper, the proper term is Gen Pop. They
Okay, look, the shitters in the media center. Okay, here the thing, they have like a guy sitting outside of it who every like 30 minutes
Like
would
at
go
the strip club?
I mean, I didn't have to give him money. So this guy would sit outside the media center toilets, and then he would come in like every 30 minutes. And then clean and wash it up. So it was like the best place to take a shit. Like I would not want to take a shit in the porta potties. You're right, the Gen Pop. It was that was the best part. Like the nice, non-worrisome shit that you could take where you can like read your phone, not worry, and not be around, not you know
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, exactly. It was the best, right?
do you know? Well, Tim's not about phone.
I
on
don't
the
like
shitter.
phones
It's
in the
like-
bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to. I'm
don't-
gonna
okay.
be in there for 10, 15 minutes. And
I don't
eating
like
that steak
phones
and
in the-
potatoes
I don't like-
in the media center.
I don't like phones in the bathroom.
And you know what else they had for free in the media center? That Byron didn't get the message of sunscreen.
Well, I found a bottle in your bag.
The lady told me to take it.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's like, you look like you need it,
Yeah,
sir.
listen.
You
we-
will have to reapply,
we-
sir.
Well, Byron was giving Mike some lip when we were sitting in the grandstands because Mike coated himself. He looked like he was just doing full body white face
Yeah,
at some
well-
point, and then Byron took none. He just ran.
Because Jeff's been married longer.
To be
He bought me
honest,
some time.
and the true story was I was putting on the sunscreen, and then there was, I guess, like they turned on a fan or something.
I look over and there's Jeff
it
on his hands and
It
knees.
blew all the lady running the desk. These were lovely people.
Very nice
And they
people.
blew their papers all onto the floor. So I helped her clean them up, put them back. And then she told me, you can take that. And I am a polar bear. And it was hot today. So I'm in no position to turn down
It was good, too.
sunscreen
It was
on the
good.
go.
Although
It's
the-
almost too high end for me.
Well,
'cause it
here's the
didn't,
problem. I double coated because I was like, I feel like it's kind of dry. And then I put a second layer on. I think it's still on me. I can't wash it off.
I can't.
It's
I
so
scrubbed
thick.
so hard.
Well, the thing I realize about it is when I make fun of golfers, when they put sunscreen on, you can like see it in the coverage, and I make fun of them that it's not just these golfers, it's everyone that's been here this weekend.
Yes.
Basically, is what it comes down
Except
to.
for Byron.
Yeah. That's true, except for Byron.
Yeah, apparently they don't have sunscreen in South Africa.
But yeah, it was great and got some
I don't
great.
think all that sunscreen though. A lot of it could be like the amount of alcohol. It's incredible. I was super impressed.
You got
with
drank
Byron.
under the table by Byron.
I mean, I can't hang. The man is.
Oh,
the
yeah,
man
he is,
I cannot hang.
Yeah,
I was done after Friday night.
yeah, no.
I was done after Tuesday night.
I got. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but It's
I had a pretty low key weekend.
no, but I mean, like Byron's ability to drink is just.
He's young. His ability to rebound
guess.
is up there. It's like Jared's and Mike's for that matter. You guys can rebound. You're youngins. So Tim, at the golf course, what was your favorite thing?
Next time I see Byron, like in like 7, he's gonna be a broken down like father of 2, right? Like yeah.
Was your favorite experience, Tim, the Justin Herbert guy with Jeff?
Like, we've been there for a while. And, like, for whatever reason, these people decided to start picking on Justin Herbert to Jeff. And I was like, it's not going to go well. I knew that comment was not going to be left unaddressed. And it wasn't. And Jeff emphatically, but politely, informed them that if they had eyes to see, they could know that Justin Herbert is not the problem
listen,
with the Chargers.
You could like say a lot of
And
things.
I began to giggle inside like there was no tomorrow.
You could say a lot of things. You could like talk, but I'm just trying to enjoy my day. Like just leave me alone. And then, like I said, try to like make fun of anyone around. This guy's like, "Who's your favorite team?" And whatever. I got
The guy was just being an asshole.
They were like a bunch of really, I don't know. They were whatever. The crowd was good. The crowd was good. They were drunk. They were into it. But
What was the best shot you guys saw all week?
these guys were walking around with a golf glove on, right? Was that from them?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a bit or something, but best shot I saw all week.
I would say I think
Scotty's approach to 16 that we saw him hit yesterday was pretty impressive. Over the water like that was a heck of a shot.
there was a 3-hole run at 9 on Saturday in the afternoon groups. Connors won the hole, but he missed the putt. Then I believe it was Pendrith stepped up, made like a 20-footer. Then Tom Kim made a 45-footer on the hole in succession.
The putt that, who was it that made the big putt on 9 that we all saw?
That was
Siwoo.
Tom, no, that was Tom Kim.
Tom Kim, that was a great shot. I think the worst shot of the week I saw, and you saw it too, it was when Pendrith on 17 rinsed it.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, oh, well, we're done then.
From 140.
Yeah, we're like, oh, well, we're done then. And then Adam Scott proceeded to deposit it in the left rough. Jeff and I are like, we just watched this whole match implode at this turn. We stood here for like an hour to watch this.
One thing I will say, going to a golf event when there's a ton of people there, it's a fun atmosphere, but you can't see shit.
Yeah,
you can't
fuck
see
it.
anything.
I'll tell you.
No.
I mean,
We found some good spots to see stuff, but that's only because we had passes.
But if
Well,
you want to see
let's-
shots, it's better
let's
to
just-
watch it on TV.
Hold on. And I take it to a new level. I mean, truth be told. And I would love to go to a Ryder Cup, preferably in Europe one day, because I just love golf and I love the Ryder Cup. I think Ryder Cup Europe's my third favorite team after the Chargers and the Blue Jays. It's a hard event to be a spectator at because there's so few action, and then it gets super condensed, and then it's like a true mass of humanity. Once there's like 1 or 2 matches left on the course, it's like the end of a regular
and you
tournament
need
on
your-
Sunday.
and you need your space
One of
to
the
walk
lovely-
around.
And one of the lovely charms of going to like a regular event on a Thursday, Friday set, like there's just golf everywhere, right?
well,
like,
it was no-
every hole, like you're not waiting, like so. It's like the same amount of people they let into regular events, but there's way
Yeah.
less golf on the golf course. Today, I mean, there were more matches, so it seemed like it's a much better experience there on like the Sunday. But yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, I'm gonna go to the Ryder Cup and it's like, you know, try to find some corporate hospitality just to be in a spot because it's.
I can see why those sell for so much now. Just like, hey, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have drinks, and I get to see the action come through, and then I can choose to leave.
Yeah, I
after they
can
come
walk
through.
around when I want to. I can come back. It's almost like having the media center, but not being in media.
Yeah.
Like you can go walk around, but then there's always a seat and shade and drinks and food for you to come back to.
And probably restrooms, so you don't have to use
And
the
TVs.
public ones.
And TVs. And yeah, they probably do have, some. Yeah, I'm sure some of them do.
Kenny, would you come back to Montreal?
Yes, I'd probably maybe in 9 months. I don't know. I mean, it's
Well, our
possible.
dollar's shit, so you know.
No, it's a great town. I had a great time. It was fun. It was enjoyable. The golf was good for the most part, and I had a great time. It was fun.
Tim, of the churches you saw, which one was the most impressive?
The oratory, not far from here, was just spectacular.
The one on the hill.
Yeah, well, that place is spectacular.
If you
And
were
the
like
view-
a sex addict, you would have as many kids as Philip Rivers. Like Tim went to church this morning. I assume he wouldn't, like, he's on vacation. Like Philip. Sunday, doesn't matter where he is. He's going to find the
Go to
church.
church.
He's going to go to church.
I go to church
I
on
don't even say
Sundays.
that as an insult.
No, I know.
I mean, like, you wouldn't wrap up either. So we'd have, they'd be everywhere.
Yeah, if you were Kenny, you would solve the population crisis.
Because it'd be a sin. So we'd have to, like the rivers, we populate.
Did you see Scotty at church today?
I did not.
Wonder if he has like a traveling guy with him.
Scotty, it's nice though, right? Like, because coming into this, Scotty obviously had his like 04 team event record, and the President's Cup is one thing.
He still wasn't that great.
It's still going to be put on him on the Ryder Cup, but he's the best player on the team in terms of talent. But he has like when we get to these, it almost feels like he's the third man with the way Cantler and
Olsen and
Xander.
Henley, but more strokes gained than Scheffler for the
Yeah, but
week.
you know what's really weird? Like seeing the dynamic of the American team was, yes, you're right. Like they wanted to make Scheffler their guy, and he was going to run shit for them. And like Cantley and Xander are going to be Cantley and Xander. It really felt like the way that they treated Morikawa, that he was the captain of all these guys. Like he was the one that, like, hey, when Scheffler's a problem, throw Colin out with him. Colin will get him
Wait
right.
till you see Brooks at Bethpage. It will be his team.
That's a lie.
That'll be his team.
I am sorry.
He's such a great match play style.
But
golfer.
he's not.
It's not about being the
He's
best
a great
at it.
player. I don't know, and he will get his points, and that's all that matters. But
Colin's like a team guy.
yeah, like Brooks is like.
Bryson,
sorry, that's what I meant.
Bryson
Sorry,
might be the
I
team
meant
guy.
to say Bryson.
Yeah,
I'm
this
sorry.
is very
I
different.
I totally misspoke. I meant to say
Like,
Bryson.
don't get me wrong. Brooks is a horse.
No.
but-
I meant to say Bryson.
But Bryson's also a weirdo that people like in like small doses.
Well, it's fine
Bryson's
for a weekend.
Bryson's a weirdo where they're gonna be like one of their big things.
Imagine
is-
playing alternate shot with him and being like 30 yards
But,
from the
yeah,
green.
but literally, Keegan's whole year is essentially having the conversations with the Blue Bloods on the team that he sees regularly on the PGA Tour. I guarantee you, at every time they're at like an elevated event, they're having like a conversation about like our Bryson plan for Bethpage. And that's not like an insult. I mean, like Bryson is such a focal point. What's the way to utilize him to maximize him?
Yeah.
But it can't be Bryson's team. Bryson's not giving a fucking speech or rallying the group. But
Who's
he'll.
running harder than Keegan? Who's running harder than him? Missing out from last year, winning the event late this year, becoming Ryder Cup captain, making the President's Cup team, having the winning match. He got the deciding point today.
You got the point, yeah.
He got the deciding point, and he's going to be at the Ryder Cup next year as the captain and could be playing.
And he hit more 10-footers on Thursday than he did in like 4 months.
Well, at least every time that I had money on him. Never really worked out well this year. I think that's it. Any final thoughts on President's Cup? Did everyone have a good time?
Yes.
You guys have a good time? Yeah?
We hope
You're beat, aren't you?
I am B, but Stacey and Amber, thank you.
We hope you, the people, enjoyed this week with us.
Yeah, I think that people enjoyed the content that we put out. Maybe next time we can get a bigger budget, do more stuff. And I'll get my own separate apartment away from this place and I can sleep very soundly at night. Maybe we can get all
What
our...
is sleep?
This is something you'll have to discover in the next few days when it hits you. You'll fall asleep on that plane, you'll be done for.
I don't
That'll
know if
be
I'll
it.
sleep on the plane.
Have we told this about Tim yet?
They fell asleep every day?
Every day on the ride home,
And you and him both napped in the media center?
we did. I fell asleep, but I think I earned my nap.
Yeah, but when it was brought up, Geoff brought it up. Tim didn't realize that Geoff had taken a picture of Tim asleep. And he's like, oh, it looks like someone was asleep in the media center. He's like, yeah, Kenny was asleep. Didn't even remember.
I have slanted eyes too, so sometimes it could be mistaken.
Yeah, you were very asleep,
I
sir.
was asleep.
No, whatever. It was good. Just
It's a good time.
All right.
Tim needed a schluff.
All right, we'll be back on Tuesday evening with the Spread Pick Show and one more story we have to reveal to Tim. But we're not going to tell that one now. We're going to tell it then. So smash the like, sub to the channel, and use Underdog while you're here. Code Mayo will get you a deposit bonus of up to $1,000. And we'll see you then, all right? I'm Pat Mayo.
Mayo Experience! Experience!